Welcome, Valdosta State Blazer fans, to the Inferno Blazers Sports Show. Based in Valdosta, Georgia, we're Blazer students talking Blazer sports. You're tuning into the Extra Ember with your host of the day, Jaylan Scott. It's a new day in Titletown, ladies and gentlemen. From the Mass Media Building of Valdosta State University, I'm Jaylan Scott, and we've got a new edition of the Extra Ember from the Inferno Blazer Sports Show. Along myself and going around the panel, I am joined by Corrado, Jaden, Austin, Bobby, and Tyler from the Valdosta State Rugby Club for the long-awaited follow-up to the first rugby episode we did back in October. Tyler, I'm pretty sure you would know a thing or two about that. It was you and Ronnie on that Extra Ember, first one we did back in October. Do you remember anything from that?
Yeah, I took some shots at Bobby. It was kind of funny. I think I still had my hair back then.
You think you still had your hair back then? That's funny.
It's gradually falling out.
Yeah, you know.
It's turning gray.
Yeah. Well, going over our topic list for this episode, we've had two major tournaments and wins to talk about throughout this Sevens season. And our biggest event of the season, Blazing Sevens, we're going to talk about how that went down and take a kind of an outlook on the next 15 season right here on the Extra Ember. So, gentlemen, Sevens season just happened. We're in April right now. It's been a great Sevens season, especially for my first time ever playing rugby. I remember Tyler a lot of times was trying to get me to join the rugby team during a 15 season and stuff like that. And I finally decided, hey, you know what? I might as well give it a shot. I might as well give rugby a shot. And I could really say it was a great season. I think this season was for especially the veterans here. I mean, you guys could probably say as well, like, this was probably one of the best seasons of Sevens you guys have had. Bobby, you're captain of the team, and you've been here the longest here, along with Tyler and Corrado. You know quite a bit as well. I mean, would you guys honestly say in your last couple seasons of Sevens, this was probably one of the better ones we've ever had up to that point?
No, this season definitely for us was probably the best season. We had probably the strongest team. I went to Nationals my rookie year, and we had an amazing team. But this year, I've had the most fun. The team, the rookie class that came in, they were just awesome. We had the best athletes this year, just the most numbers coming out. It was a great time.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's something that I remember a couple times that that sometimes we struggled with throughout the year, like getting guys out to practice and stuff like that. I mean, even though we're not like a full like varsity sport, just, a club sport, an intercollegiate club. I mean, we still had a lot of good numbers. Like we had maybe like 20, 25 people at the start of the season. And we had our moments where it would fluctuate throughout. But I mean, throughout this season, I feel like it was, I felt really connected to the team. Like you guys really brought me on and really made me feel like I was part of the team. After maybe the first week when I got over my awkwardness that never really got away. I mean, Jaden,
when you shared that story,
huh? Jaden, you're also a rookie as well. I mean, so you and I kind of in the same boat on that one. Is Austin?
Austin's a rookie. Technically, he's no longer no more.
Not a rookie no more until graduation. Then they're still rookies.
Yeah, after Tyler graduates, still no longer
the new rookie captain.
Rookie captain.
It
was probably a little different for me because I did play 15s. So, like, I was kind of used to the guys already, like the vets and stuff, how they act, like, just the team in general.
Mm-hmm.
So, the most nervous thing for me in Sevens was playing because I never played Sevens before, so it was a different experience. Like, it's a lot of open field.
Yes, it's a lot of open field for only half the amount of guys on the field. So, it's definitely something different. Austin, you got anything to say about that? As probably one of our primary backs, you got a hell of a lot of speed, playing out on the wing. Right. Would you say it's really what's kind of like the dynamic for you as someone who who mainly plays back and stuff like that, having that much open field to run?
Just finding the holes.
What do you mean by
seeing your teammates, seeing where they're going, just. Always punching right through the hole.
That's the first time.
Don't take that the wrong way. But yeah, just getting the ball down, getting it all the way down, and just that's how it works in rugby. You get it down, it works. So.
Yeah.
that's what we did good this year.
And kind of flipping on the other side. I mean, Corrado, you mainly being a forward. Is it really any different for you in sevens and 15s?
For
being a forward?
The main difference between sevens and 15s for forward wise, it's usually scrums and passing because with scrums it's just 3 people versus 8.
Yeah,
and it's really most of the time for most people they don't contest the other team, so it's really just a quick 3 seconds in and out compared to like a 15 scrum where it takes like at least 10 to 15 seconds.
Where you're stuck there pushing against each other for like 15, 20 seconds at a time trying to get possession
when it comes to just actual lineups, the bigger guys like me or Jayden and sometimes Tyler, they're usually in the middle.
Yeah.
And it's either take a hole if it's wide open or you just pass it instantly. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Yeah, so it's very more like skill and speed based.
It really is
compared to the more like physical style of 15s. I mean the physicality is still there in sevens. I mean I'm pretty sure a couple of us have experienced that firsthand. You know, with the tackling taking hits and Bobby nearly dropping someone on their head during sevens.
No, I'm pretty sure he actually did. I don't think it was nearly. That guy was
pretty sure he had him over his shoulders.
I got the pictures, man.
It was a fully legal tackle. I will say that.
In football.
It was definitely not a legal
Maybe
tackle.
in football.
Only a 6-week suspension.
Only a 6-week suspension.
Apparently, yeah. Somehow we just escaped right through his suspension.
Yeah.
With the league, and they let him play in actual tournaments, which was hilarious. I forgot all about your suspension when we went up there, and the head guy was like, "Y'all don't have anybody on suspension, do you?" I was like, "Nah." And then
I think his suspension would have been over by then, anyways.
No, they said it was like 6 games or 6 weeks, whichever is the longest.
Whichever's the longest.
The games were definitely the longest.
So I said, it's sevens. We play about 6 a game, 6 a day. You know,
Your boy got to play 3 games of 15 season. That was it.
Wow. But going over the actual tournaments we played, which unfortunately we didn't get to play a lot of tournaments this 7th season because a lot of teams decided they didn't want to play us. They didn't want to play us. They wanted to cancel tournaments. I'm looking directly at Troy. I'm not hating. I'm not firing shots. I'm just saying.
Sounds like you are, Scott.
Yeah. Fire back, Troy. It's from you.
Hey, I'm just saying. As someone who wants to go into this field, I got to be clear with my statements. I'm not taking shots at Troy.
I am.
Well, of course you are.
Taking a straight shot.
I'm just saying.
Troy.
We could have played. Wow. We could have played at Troy. We could have had another tournament under our belt.
At Steven.
We could have had another tournament under our belt, but it doesn't matter because the 2 tournaments we did play, we won. We won the Mid-South Series tournament up in GCSU. We swept the whole thing, beating Georgia Tech twice. And who was the other team we played? Did we play Troy or Morehouse that first game?
Troy and Morehouse.
Troy and Morehouse. Well, I mean, we kind of played. I think we
played Troy.
We kind of played against Morehouse.
Yeah, they have the same jerseys. Honestly, I can't really tell the difference at this age.
Yeah.
But I believe it was Troy.
But going over that first tournament, I kind of want to hear from all you guys. I'll start with mine. Start with my story there. Mid-South Series tournament is my first rugby tournament, my first time ever, going to one of these events. I remember I went out to a 15s game this past semester when y'all played Tennessee Tech, I think it was.
We're not gonna talk about that game.
But that was the first one that I actually got to experience, playing on the team, wearing the jersey and playing. And I even got to play like a couple minutes, even though I got one kickoff at the end of the first Georgia Tech game we played. But even then, it was still really fun. It was still really fun to be able to play, a sevens game. So I kind of want to hear from you guys. I guess we'll go Corrado and go all the way around to Tyler. What did you guys think about that tournament and how he played then?
Honestly, for the first tournament with mostly new guys, I would say besides the starting lineup, besides Bobby, Tyler, and AJ, it was a bunch of new guys who really never played the game before unless they were in their 15. So we had Nishon out there who never played in the game before. But other than that, it was just getting chemistry down and understanding how everybody plays. And when we realized that compared to other teams, our speed destroyed everybody. If we just swung it to either Austin or Nishon or Grant, it was game over at that point. They just had the wing open every time.
Well, I don't know about swinging it to Grant. He would usually just grab it and take it himself.
Well, if it wasn't a scrum, say it was like he was just down and Grant was out on the wing with Nishon. If he was on the wing and Nishon was there too, most of the time you just swing it to them and it's an easy try it every time.
Yeah. I know, Jayden, you got a bit more significant playing time there at Ford. How was that for you, man? Like how was that first tournament?
It was my first sevens tournament. It was pretty fun. Like I said, I played 15s. It was definitely a different experience. 15s is kind of 80 minutes, 40-minute halves. I usually played the whole half, but sevens is more like it's a quicker game, faster, more fast-paced. Anything can happen. I played a bit. I didn't play as much as some of the vets and stuff. Honestly, it was really fun. I had fun playing. I had even more fun supporting my guys out there. Overall, a good experience. I'm looking forward to playing sevens again.
Austin, you got anything to say?
Yeah, I mean, that was my first sevens tournament there, and I really noticed how different it was because, a lot more open field, obviously. But, open field doesn't matter unless you know how to choose where you go with it. So, and at that tournament, we did that really good. Nobody can mess with us.
We're
the best sevens team in the country.
Best sevens team in the country. Apparently, NCR doesn't agree. Oh my God! We'll reserve that conversation for later. Bobby, you being captain, you got a lot of playing time in that game.
No subs.
Yeah, I don't think you got subbed out once.
My whole almost 4 years here, I've never had a sub.
The only time I've seen this man get subbed out is if he gets red carded or if it's just Blazing Sevens, and that's because he's like, let the younger guys play.
Yeah,
it's the only time.
So, Bobby, how was that first tournament, or at least that first tournament of this season for you? 'Cause I know you've probably played multiples of these.
For the first tournament of the season, it was my last seven season here at Valdosta State. I was just super excited. We had a really young team. None of us, a lot of y'all, really have never played the game before. So it was the biggest eye opener to see when we actually beat Georgia Tech and blew them out the water. We knew this season was going to be just different.
We blew him out the water the first time, and it ended up being super close. That second game, which we still won by 5. I think it was literally last play. It was last play we scored the game-winning try.
Yeah, Nashon took it down right on the edge.
Yeah. And Tyler, you got anything to say about that one? Especially the thing that everybody gave you a ton of for in that second game, the inside crash. You want to talk about that one and maybe defend your name there?
It was Brixton's idea.
Yeah, it was.
But you went along with it. That's the problem.
Wide open.
I know.
Okay, so it was a 3-on-0 on the outside.
That's not me.
Took it to the inside.
No one else.
No, I didn't. No.
I think
we're
it's
talking
the ego,
about
man.
we're talking about something else. So basically, we had a penalty, and Brixton, one of our forwards, bigger guy, he's been playing rugby for longer than any of us have actually. And he was like, Tyler, just give me a crash ball. They won't expect it. I was like, all right, whatever. F it. I'll just ruck over him and, we'll swing it out to the outside. So I do it. I give it to him. He drops the ball. And then,
knock.
This is not the first time somebody from VSU has had a perfect just crash ball and they've dropped it. That's happened a lot of times, I guess, in my longevity here.
Names?
Alejandro Otero,
Ex-president.
Jaden Reed.
Oh, you were lying. You were lying. I don't think I have a single dropped pass in the game.
Yes, you did.
Grant.
Grant.
The most knocks ever.
Grant Morgan.
But anyway,
Hold on, let me pump fake it real quick.
Oh my goodness, the little pump fake.
but anyway, so for this, I guess the first sevens tournament, I didn't even think I was playing. I didn't know if I had any eligibility, and my ankle was kind of messed up, so I was like, we'll see. And then first week, Nita's like, hey man, like you got eligibility, you might as well just play. And I was like, well, so I kind of took the first week off, and I sat around the house, and I was like, well, I ain't got nothing else going on, so might as well come on and play. You know, I played some USA South stuff with Bobby and some making love games for 15s, and you know, I came out. But this sevens team was definitely different than normal. Normally, it's mainly been like the first 7 were like the guys, and then everybody else was crap. You know, or you know, there's not much depth.
Well, dang.
Not much depth. It's just because
He's not lying.
We've always had younger teams.
Yeah,
or they're built for 15s, and the first time we went to nationals, a lot of times it was basically like mainly on me to have to go like make a run or make a extraordinary pass or something, and you know, this year for sevens, I was like, dang man, like I don't have to actually do that much anymore. I just have to basically just manage the game and kind of just flow around in the middle and just make sure everybody gets the ball. Every now and then, I guess I'll make a break, but you know, I'm old now. I'm kind of like Doc Hudson from Cars. You know, I'm kind of just on my last legs.
Oh my goodness, the fact that I know
You've been like that for like the last year, man.
And I still have more tries than anybody in this room. So, you know.
Only because Nashawn's not here.
No, I have more than him.
Oh,
This season?
This seven season, no.
I was gonna say,
okay, I was about to
6
say.
tries each tournament.
Not Blazing Sevens.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's fair. But
I think he had 3.
Oh, everybody got quiet then.
We were playing more team
I
ball.
had 3 at Blazing Sevens. I had the most.
Dang.
Nobody.
Grant,
Yeah.
Austin and Grant are still competing for the fastest white guy on the team.
I got that all
Do
day
you?
long.
It used to-
I got
it-
the fastest guy on the team in general.
Whoa,
So
really?
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm calling shots to anybody who wants it.
You think you could beat Nishon in a race?
I think it'd be close.
you think it'd be close, but do you have the confidence to win it?
Yeah.
Do you think you could win that?
Yeah.
All right, now, Sean, if you're hearing this, Austin challenges you to that race. if you're listening to this, but with that being, with that being said, we're gonna go to a quick break, and when we come back, we'll talk about the Mooseman Sevens tournament and the Blazing Sevens tournament. We also played and kind of give a preview for the next 15 season. But for now, this has been the Extra Ember. We'll be right back after this. The Inferno has a new home on the internet with a brand new website. Head over to www.sites.google.com/view/The Inferno BSS to learn more about the show, find links to all our podcast hosting platforms, stream some feature content, and more. Catch up with the show on www.sites.google.com/view/The Inferno BSS. And now, back to the Inferno. Welcome back, everyone, to the Extra Ember provided by the Inferno Blazer Sports Show. I'm Jaylan Scott, alongside all these rugby members here, all these wonderful men that I've gotten to play this 7th season with: Corrado, Jaden, Austin, Bobby, and Tyler. We got 2 more tournaments that we played this season, one of which being literally the biggest tournament of the year for us, even though it was literally the second one we ever played this season. It was the Mooseman Sevens tournament that was supposed to be a national qualifier that if we won, we got an automatic bid to the Collegiate Rugby Championship, but unfortunately, that status was removed before we got up to Tennessee. Before we drove 6.5, some of us 7 hours up to Tennessee from Valdosta, Georgia. I mean, but we still won it. We still won the tournament. We beat Tulane after they beat us in the first game, and probably what a lot of you guys could probably agree was our sloppiest game of the season. It was not pretty whatsoever, as Austin calls it, a fluke. And then, we got our lick back. We got our lick back against Tulane, beat them. I can't remember what the final score was. I think it was like 19-12 or something. And that tournament definitely had its moments, including a 38-7 beatdown of University of Southern Indiana. And we're going to go reverse order in this one, kind of, and I really want to ask you guys for this one, which game really, well, obviously minus the game we lost to Tulane because, we lost, but between USI and the champ game against Tulane, what was your best moment or your favorite moment from that game? Tyler, you want to go right ahead and start us off?
Yeah, I guess right when we beat Tulane is to win it. I was kind of like, man, we actually got something here. And then also when I entered my younger self and ran like 80 meters for a try, I know exactly what you're about to say, Bobby. I could have.
You had me and Scott on that open try. You had a 3-on-0, and you could have gave Scott his first try of his career, and you decided not to.
I understand. But
Crazy.
I understand the the pushback I got from that decision. But at the same time,
Didn't you get dick in the match for that?
no, I did not.
No, it was
the pump fake, Mr.
It was
Pump
the pump.
Fake.
We did.
The pump fake and Mr. Hips himself, Ronnie.
Shout out to Ronnie, man. Mr. Hips.
We did the math, and if I didn't do that, then we would have made it to the finals.
Are you saying Scott wouldn't have scored?
All I'm saying is I think me with a full head of steam running away from everybody was a better chance.
It was a smart decision, just a little selfish.
And that's fine. If you guys would have known me from about 2 years ago.
Oh, 100%. Never would have passed the ball.
I mean, that would have even been in the question. And now that I've been setting
You wouldn't even looked back. You would just kept going for it. You looked back at me and Scott
and
2 years ago.
Nah. And if it makes the situation a little bit better, I was hauling like I haven't in a while. I did wait in the try zone for Scott to come and get the try, but he didn't.
By that point, you were already there, so I didn't
I'm
see a point
fully aware of that, but
catching up.
The try is not.
Scott don't want no easy handouts.
That's fair, but the score, a try is not scored until somebody puts the ball down, and if I do 95% of the work, just take the try. I have enough. I don't need them. Also my kicking was superb that day. Nobody wants to talk about that, but whatever. So
AJ's might have been better.
No,
His kickoffs.
Yeah, AJ's kickoffs were
he did
beautiful.
mess up a couple times. Nobody wants to talk about
but the kickoffs during the USI game and even the champ game were really good.
that was good, but in pressure situations, conversions,
He's the only one that can convert. We've seen everybody else. We've seen Grant. We've seen Bobby. We've seen Ronnie. We've seen me. We've seen AJ. He's really the only one that could convert.
Yeah.
well, then be an athlete and figure it out.
All I'm saying is I'm not Grant. I never whiffed on the ball. I never just completely missed it.
That's fair. But no,
Next year.
but no, that was kind of a moment where I was kind of like, oh wow, like I can still move a little bit. I was kind of in question all year if I can still move, and I guess I can't. Mainly from me.
Yeah.
Like, how old are you, Tyler? You're not as old as you make yourself sound.
I'm 24, but in rugby years, that's like 38.
I feel it.
But
Bobby, what would you say your favorite moment of the tournament was?
I definitely would say the second game was obviously the most fun game, but no, it was the end, getting the trophy, just seeing Nita's face. We haven't won a national qualifier since I think he said 2017. Mm-hmm. Like I said, this team is special. We did big things, but we didn't get the chance to go as far as we could have gone.
Yeah. It really sucks. It really sucks it didn't turn out the way it did. But even then we put on a hell of a performance and made probably one of the best at large chances for the CRC.
Yeah, definitely.
We definitely showed that we could hang in there. We could hang in with these other teams that qualified. But you know what? That's just the way the game plays. That's just the way it is. And the way I see it is, honestly, it gives us more motivation for next year to say, we got screwed this year, so we're gonna get it next year. So Austin, for Mooseman Sevens, what would you say is your favorite moment?
Just like Bobby said, just winning. Winning was the best part. Seeing all the guys' faces, everybody was so excited to win.
Yeah.
It should have meant we went to nationals, but it turned out it didn't mean that anyway. But that's what we were playing for. We were playing for the hope to go play for something bigger for this school and everything like that. But
Jayden, about you?
Probably like similar to what Bobby and Austin said, just like the feeling of winning. Like winning is a feeling unique. So probably winning was my favorite thing about it. Holding a trophy, taking pictures, celebrating with the guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, seeing that, like, even though it was still iffy if we could make it to nationals if we won it, that we all still gave 100%.
Yeah.
And we brought home the hardware that we know was supposed to be ours.
Yeah. Corrado?
Basically the same as everybody else said. Since this was my last season playing for VSU, seeing that we won something that we haven't won in 7 years was probably the greatest thing ever. Seeing everybody's face, especially some of the younger guys, seeing their face, knowing that we could have went to somewhere big, especially their first year with you, Austin and Jaden.
Yeah.
And even some of the older guys like Tyler and our coach Nita, seeing that they've been playing this sport longer than all of us, and knowing that we had something special and could have. Personally, I'd say we probably could have won it all. Even at nationals, we probably had one of the best teams that if we made it, we would have won.
Yeah.
If not, we would have gave it our all and probably at least made it to the championship at the least. But just knowing that we gave our coach something to be proud of, that was the greatest thing.
Yeah. And honestly, like you guys said, I would say the same thing. I remember I was for that championship game against Tulane, I was doing the flag. I was running up and down sideline doing the flag, and
Rookie duties. When
I realized at the time, we were up by 5. It was 19-12. I realized the score, and I saw, the last kickoff. The last kickoff just went straight out of bounds. Everyone's running onto the field. I really just want to take my flag and just chuck it and just run and celebrate with you guys, but I knew I couldn't do that. I had to give the flag back to the sir. But that was extremely fun. Definitely worth the 6.5, 7 hour drive, in which my group, which was me, Ronnie, Grayson, and Brixton, we didn't leave VSU.
And Austin on the way back.
Yeah, and Austin on the way back. We didn't leave from the Teak House until like 11 or something like that, and then we got stuck in Atlanta traffic, got stuck in McDonough traffic, and I think we were the last group up there. Up to the Airbnb we stayed in Murfreesboro, so that was funny, but absolutely worth the trip.
Party.
But the last tournament we're going to talk about is. Hey everyone, this is Jaylan. So the initial video ended up being way too long for my liking, so I've decided to split it off here. To hear the rest of this Extra Ember, stay tuned for part 2 as me and the rugby team covered the 2 other tournaments and a little bit more. I also wanted to use this moment to shout out the rugby team for getting on the show. That being said, give this episode a like, subscribe, and stay tuned for part 2. This has been the Extra Ember, and I have been Jaylan Scott. We'll see you then.